I was in an apartment for 3 years, and I could look out the window and see a drug deal going on, like right there. It wasn't what I wanted to bring my son up into. Should we start now? Ready? This is the front door. Now in just about 4 weeks, I will be in my own home. You will have the living room space right here. Secure, nice, spacious living arrangement. This is leading up to the stairs where the rooms will be. It's going to be great for me and my child. I have a 4-year-old. You are looking at the kitchen, a pantry for my kitchen, a new start, a new beginning. In a half bathroom with the full restroom being upstairs.
Are you excited?
Very excited. It's been a long journey. But I think I'm finally home.
Generous support for this program provided by the Crosser Family Foundation, building a better future for youth and families. In honor of Richard Crosser, longtime Habitat for Humanity volunteer.
I think everybody's actually heard and knows, particularly the brand of Habitat for Humanity and what it stands for. We're particularly known for the home itself. I think when you get down to what it truly is and how it operates and what we actually do, there's a lot more to Habitat than meets the casual eye, and that's what we want to talk about today.
So, here is the scissor. We're going to cut the ribbon.
On a slightly drizzly August afternoon in Indianapolis, as Leslie Allen cuts the ribbon, turns the key, and crosses the threshold, she becomes the most recent owner of a Habitat for Humanity home.
Oh, it feels great. Words can't describe how I feel today. It's just a joy to be at this point in my life right now. Such a big step. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Meanwhile, across town at the Indiana State Fair, as volunteers put the finishing touches on another Habitat for Humanity home, one volunteer, 40-year-old Robert Carmody, can't help but reflect on the reason his work on this home means so much to him.
The reason I help out on Habitat Homes is my family was one of the very first families to receive a house from this community, and it means a lot to me.
It was 1988. Habitat for Humanity had arrived in Indianapolis just a year before in 1987. And now construction had officially begun on the first 3 Habitat homes. Robert Carmody was just 16 when his mother Marion became the owner of one of those first 3 homes.
We lived in an apartment complex for about 3-4 years, and then I finally got away from that because I didn't like the element that my kids were exposed to. And we moved into a rental property, a house. And it was, in my estimation, kind of a slumlord situation. The landlord was, pay the rent and don't bother me with anything else because I'm not going to fix it. I lived there for about almost 10 years. If Habitat hadn't been there for me and my children, we probably would have wound up back in another apartment, which I didn't want to keep bouncing from place to place with my kids. I wanted them to be in a more permanent environment, and Habitat gave me that opportunity.
It's a chance to start a new life. That's where I've always looked at it.
In the quarter century since the Carmody family started its new life, More than 400 Habitat for Humanity homes have helped make life better for men, women, and children all across the greater Indianapolis area. Once a year, they are all invited to celebrate together at the Habitat for Humanity of Greater Indianapolis Homeowners Picnic.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Gordon. I'm a Habitat homeowner. I've been there in my house for 2 years.
My name is Claudia Diaz. I'm a Habitat for Humanity homeowner. Been in my house since 2004.
I'm David Nature. I'm going on my 4th year and a Habitat owner.
My name is Victoria McCarter. I'm a Habitat homeowner. I've been a Habitat homeowner since October the 3rd, 2010.
My name is Devonna Lowe. I've been a Habitat owner since November 15, 2008. I love being a Habitat homeowner. I thank God for the program. I felt like I won the lottery. If it hadn't been for Habitat, I would still be paying too much rent where I was currently staying. I was living in a crummy area, paying too much rent, and my kids weren't able to go outside and play like they are now. So I just thank God for Habitat and wish anyone who's trying to apply the best of luck.
Welcome to my home.
Welcome to my home.
Welcome to my home.
Welcome to my home.
I don't think there's been any question that Habitat for Humanity of Greater Indianapolis has had an enormous impact on the community at large.
Welcome to my house. Come on in.
You know, I think everybody knows the Habitat name, and they know exactly what they see in Habitat. We build houses or we rehab houses, but when you get down to the whole program and what Habitat means from kind of A to Z and what we do and how we do it, I think there's still quite a bit of misunderstanding of how the whole program operates.
Good afternoon. We are the Herrera family, and we are grateful to each and every one of you that made your dream come true.
What Habitat is at its most basic, nonprofit organization that offers low-income individuals and families the life-changing opportunity to purchase and own a home.
So this is gonna be the living room, and it's big.
We say life-changing because we believe that owning your own home,
this is gonna be our kitchen,
purchasing it, taking care of it, that responsibility in and of itself can help break the cycle of poverty.
It's gonna be the first in my family to have my own house.
And that's what Habitat is. What Habitat is definitely not is a free giveaway. The perception being that we give away the homes like many would see on television and some of the more popular shows. That's not what Habitat is at all. For those who are ready for home ownership and who've chosen that path, there's a lot that is expected of them in this journey.
It's not a giveaway. It's not a free house. I actually had that conversation with my neighbors.
It's not a giveaway. It's definitely not a giveaway. We have 450 sweat equity hours we have to do.
Part of the sweat equity is home ownership classes. All kinds of subjects we have to take classes on.
The classes is from different places, like how to become a new owner and how to save some money.
It teaches you a whole lot about financial, how to maintain your money, save your money, so you can get beautiful homes like this.
We had landscaping, how to prepare and take care of flowers and our grass.
There's a parenting class they offer, some nutrition courses, interior design classes on what kind of color schemes you might want to put in what room and what colors not to use.
We have to volunteer to work on the construction of another Habitat home. Then we have to work with the volunteers on the construction of our own home.
Oh, I painted, I nailed nails on the outside. I did just about everything. I caulked, around the windows, whatever needed to be done, I was there.
When you have to put more work into the home, it makes you appreciate it more, because you know what it took to get there. If anything breaks in my house, I feel as though I can fix it. Painting, nails, caulking, window sills, wrapping the house.
And then after that, I still have to pay my mortgage.
You have to qualify for your mortgage, and you have a house payment when you get your house. And like in the real world, you have to pay your house payment every month.
So the good news about this is the mortgage is no profit and it's interest-free.
Payment and the home are affordable. I'm literally paying 50% of what I was paying to rent.
Thank you, thank you. When I send in my mortgage check each month, I feel great. I feel great. I don't feel stressed financially, and it just is a relief to know, oh, wow, I paid this and it's no problem.
Well, our mortgage has been paid off, and I know that it wouldn't have been as soon if it hadn't been for building with Habitat for Humanity, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Paying the last check wasn't that big of a deal, but a few months later, not having to write any more checks, that's when it hits that, you know, I don't have to write that check anymore. By the way, my children who grew up in that Habitat home have done pretty well for themselves. Dana, my second oldest, has graduated with her bachelor's. Christopher, my oldest son, has graduated with 1 associate's degree, is working on his second one. Courtney, my youngest daughter, will be graduating from Purdue in May. And my youngest son, Stephen, has completed some of his degree, is taking a break right now, is planning to return in the fall, and he's working. He lives in Ohio.
All right, here we go. Everybody count.
1, 2, 3. That's the whole idea of Habitat. We partner with hardworking families who desire stability of homeownership. It creates that strong sense of pride in individuals and families, and it lets them know that they're capable of then doing more through that homeownership activity. They can reach out and affect the world in other ways. But how do you do that if you don't have the income to break into the traditional homeownership system in the first place? That's the big question that Millard Fuller was wrestling with back in the 60s and 70s. The answer he came up with was the organization he founded, Habitat for Humanity.
Millard Fuller was one of the most amazing people I've ever worked with and gotten to know as a friend. Millard made millions when he was still in his mid-20s. And Linda said, he's working all the time, he's focusing on money, and I'm going to leave you if you don't readjust. And together they decided they must give away those millions. Millard used that same brain power and energy and enthusiasm and dedication to a cause he felt was better, and that was a religious conviction that every human being was loved under God and deserved a safe and affordable house in which to live.
I learned a lot from Millard Fuller, and although I had been successful as a businessman and successful in politics and been president and so forth, I've learned a lot from Habitat for Humanity by adopting in my own heart and mind those principles that characterize Millard Fuller's life. And the spirit of voluntarism was not something that I had ever explored to its fullest extent as I did under Millard's enticement or encouragement or direction or leadership, whatever you want to call it. He was a hard man to resist when he wanted you to do something for him, and it always turned out to be a gratifying experience.
The plan that Millard Fuller came up with was simple, but extremely effective. Collect donations to buy building materials. Build houses with no cost, volunteer labor, working in partnership with future homeowners. Sell houses at no profit, and recycle those no-profit mortgage payments into more new homes. It was this simple blueprint that captured the hearts and minds of a handful of people 25 years ago in Indianapolis.
I am wearing history today. It says this was the Blitz build of '89, which we think probably there were about 4 or 5 houses built in Hawville where it would have gotten worn in the beginning. It has a lot of paint on it because I love painting.
We started very small, didn't we? Well, there were 6 of us.
Or 8.
It started here in the Church of the Savior. There was another group meeting we didn't know about that was the Catholic group on the south side of Indianapolis that also were into the same thing and wanted to do the same thing. And so it wasn't too long before we found out about each other and we teamed up together, St. Jude's Catholic Church.
We were getting ready to get started on our first build, and we decided we needed some money.
I remember holding an auction.
We did make, I believe, $2,000 that day. So we started with the treasury then of $2,000.
It wasn't a huge amount, but it was a start.
I don't think we ever imagined it would get this big, do you?
We were just thinking of building houses for people who needed them.
It's just amazing to us. We started out, so small, trying to make a little contribution to Indianapolis. But the whole concept of Habitat for Humanity just seemed to mushroom. It was a wonderful experience to be part of.
My name is Dick Bonowitz. I've been volunteering with Habitat since about 1989. Started out as working with our church on a home. And at the end of the day, first day, we had the walls up and they were hanging drywall. And I came home and told my wife, you won't believe what I experienced today. And that kind of got me hooked as a Habitat volunteer.
Volunteers are great. I mean, they show up, they don't know anything about the family they're helping, and they just want to be involved.
If you're working down here and people are working up there, I want you to wear hard hats.
We do get a number of people on every build. It is their first day on the job. And yeah, they don't know what to expect. And we do try and introduce them to what's going to happen that day.
Well, for some people on the first day, it can be a little intimidating. I mean, we have people from all walks of life and all skill levels, from never been on a Habitat site, maybe never picked up a hammer before, to people that have done a lot of construction.
If we ask you to do anything that you're not comfortable with, just tell us, and we'll give you something else to do, not a problem. When you start with chaos in the morning, and you got all the volunteers coming out here, we want them to feel productive, maintain safety, and get the job done.
The family that we're building his home for is usually on the job site, working with us side by side. They're all day working with us on their home.
Here it's kind of like a little bit overwhelming because I'm not used to people giving a lot to me and my kids. There's a warm feeling. I feel like I'm a part of a big, huge family, and I'm like, wow, you don't get that very often.
I can't remember the lady's name, but she told me that she moved from apartment to apartment every year because they give you a month's free rent. So every year she would move. Children might have to change schools. So if they can live in the same home, the children are in a stable environment, they feel safe, they'll do better in school, and consequently be more successful. And maybe help make that break from poverty.
I worked my whole career and I thought I was pretty productive, but that was a job. This is different.
So you start with kind of chaos, and at the end of the day, you see what you've done. It feels good.
It's been an enjoyable experience for me, and when I started, I thought, well, if I go 5 years, fine. Then I set goal to 10, and then at the 10th anniversary, I thought, I'm going for 20. I'm 1 year away, so I'm hoping I make it.
We usually average about 23 to 26 homes a year, which is fairly good, especially in the economy the way it is today. We have a lot of good corporate sponsors that help us through that, and the bill sponsors as well.
Well, Lily's committed to improving lives through making medicine, and this is a great way to also improve lives by supporting organizations like Habitat for Humanity.
On behalf of Care Corporation, I'd like to extend the congratulations and best wishes to the Habitat for Humanity folks for the 25th anniversary. Since 1991, we've built roughly 20 homes for Habitat for Humanity, and we look forward to it every year. It's part of our culture.
There are certain corporations that do this year after year, And it can be highly competitive within their office for sign-up sheets for who gets to come out, because not everyone can, but everyone wants to. And I give kudos to the corporations for allowing them to come and do that.
You know, giving back to our community is one of the key initiatives we as a corporation want to do. And Habitat's a great, well-run organization and one where we think we can make a big contribution.
And it's not just corporations who've helped. Churches have played a huge role in helping us advance our mission.
As Christians, we are called to be disciples and to show God's love in the world. And there's really no better way than being engaged in the building of a Habitat home.
At North Church, we believe sustainable living in Indianapolis is a more holistic approach for our community. And so we proudly partner with faith-based organizations to make that vision a reality.
I think Jesus would be happy what we're doing.
Aside from corporations and faith-based organizations like churches, big or small, schools have played a huge role in helping us to build homes.
Today we have, this house is sponsored by Park Tudor. The kids raise the money from their community, and they've done it for years, and they've been great to work with.
If anybody has the opportunity to work on a Habitat project or be involved with the organization, we would highly recommend it. It's a great opportunity for people to give back and to be part of something special in the lives of our fellow human beings, and that's to give them an opportunity to move into a new home, which epitomizes the American dream.
Welcome to my house.
The good time that I can have here that I couldn't have at my apartment is one of the most simple things. I can sit on my porch. You couldn't do that where we rented. You weren't allowed to sit out front. It was considered loitering.
Why, hello, Mom.
Hello, Solomon.
So squishy. All right. See you later, Mom.
Bye, Solomon.
I just want to take this opportunity to wish Habitat for Humanity of Indianapolis a very happy 25th anniversary. You know, it seems like only yesterday when we were getting ready to move into a brand new building, and my gosh, that must have been 12 years ago. When we acquired that new building, I could not have imagined that within a relatively short period of time that space would be fully utilized with an ongoing retail operation.
The Restore started out as just an idea several years ago, and it started out pretty small, but now it's a significant operation.
There's a lot of charity thrift stores that have a lot of really good missions. We differentiate ourselves by having a home theme. So what you'll find here are things that you would use in remodeling your house or fixing up your house. The Restore serves a couple of really important purposes. One of those is to be a fundraising source for Habitat for Humanity here in Greater Indianapolis. The other thing that we do that I think is pretty good is that we're a community resource for folks so that they can get really good items at a very, very good price. So it's a win-win.
My name is John Ware. I am on the board of Habitat for Humanity of Greater Indianapolis.
Come on, kids.
The reason I'm on the board is I've seen firsthand what an impact Habitat for Humanity has on the lives of children and how they perform in schools and how it makes families more stable.
Apple wedges and half of a McChicken.
Welcome to the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood. My name is Rick Wiggin from Major Tool and Machine. We've been part of this neighborhood for all the 25 years Habitat has been supporting the community. And what we have found in our neighborhood, as well as in the neighborhoods all around Indianapolis, is the presence of one or more Habitat homes in a neighborhood makes life better for more than just the family living in the Habitat home.
I think Habitat homes have a good effect on the neighborhoods because when people who've been living in this area long term, see an organization that's willing to invest in that area, then they don't feel like they're lost. And I think sometimes when you live in an area where there's so many empty lots for so long, that you start to wonder about the value of your home and if your property values are ever going to come back to where they were when you moved in, because it seems like everyone's lost interest.
Many times what we've experienced is the neighbors, people across the street or next door, decide, well, maybe they ought to fix up their property a little bit. So I think a combination of those things makes a real impact in what we've been able to do in Indianapolis the last 25 years.
I think since 1987, Indianapolis has proven that it is able to reverse the negative course of an entire neighborhood when it sets its mind as a city and as a neighborhood to do that. We have seen that happen multiple times now in places like Fall Creek Place and Fountain Square, more recently the Near East Side, and as well as a number of other neighborhoods. And Habitat plays a very vital role and has played a role in all those neighborhoods where that's happened till now. And I think that their role is one of ensuring that we can have very affordable homeownership as part of the strategy in those neighborhoods, and also giving a broader swath of the community, the faith community, volunteers, etc., the opportunity to really roll up their sleeves and directly have an impact in those neighborhoods.
So what we have with Habitat is really this great collision of forces. Being able to provide over 400 homes in greater Indianapolis, while at the same time we're able to affect international homeowners. We've been able to provide nearly 300 homes through our tithing efforts into international and developing countries.
I just wanted to welcome you to the hood.
My hope is that Habitat will continue to build on the base, the strong foundation that we've got. We've got a great history. We've built over 400 homes. We've got a great staff and leadership.
I think the one aspect that we may want to move into more in the future is rehabbing homes as opposed to new construction.
I think they're going to have better 25 years than they've had the first 25 years. And that would be great for not only Habitat, but for the community as well.
I just say to all the great people of Habitat, please go forth and multiply. Again, I don't know of an organization whose work is more important directly and indirectly through the improvement of the productive lives of those they serve. And so we wish them an even stronger second quarter century here in Indy.
I mean, I can't say thank you enough for the volunteers and the corporations and the individuals who decide to take that step forward and come out and do this, because if they didn't, none of this would be possible. It'd still be an empty lot. I'm gonna get mushy. I'm gonna stop.
Generous support for this program provided by the Crosser Family Foundation, building a better future for youth and families. In honor of Richard Crosser, longtime Habitat for Humanity volunteer.